It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment, breakdowns, and commentary. Today, we're going to be getting into UnWineWithTashaK and Diddy, okay? Now, UnWineWithTashaK, we got to bring you to the front. We're not going to go too hard on you because based on new information, it does seem like you may not be as willful in your actions as people think you are. But we're still going to have to talk about this situation as the plot thickens with Diddy, with his ongoing lawsuit with music producer and engineer Lil Rod, and the new amended lawsuit from Lil Rod where certain people have been omitted, like Miss Ethiopia Haptemariam, as I spoke about yesterday, but others have been added, or not necessarily added, but new information has been added to the lawsuit. More specifics have been added to the lawsuit. I'm not going to get into all of that because it's a very long lawsuit. We're going to talk about some of it, but not all of it, right? But specifically, it has been outed today that UnWineWithTashaK may have been transporting narcotics on Diddy's behalf, at least on one occasion, if not more. And it's also been outed that UnWineWithTashaK could possibly also be one of Diddy's exotic sexual workers. Okay. Yeah, like escort. Yeah. That's what's also been added into the lawsuit. Again, I don't know everything that's real. I don't know everything that's fake. I can only go off of the new information that's being presented and report on it as it comes. Some people are going to like it. Some people are not. Some people are going to talk trash about this young woman. And I would say that would be irresponsible at this point because, again, it seems like her involvement in Diddy's whatever he has going on. Lil Rod says that this is a RICO operation. It seems like she got in way over her head. That's the way I would describe it. Okay. So let's get into the facts or the information that's been presented. I can't say the facts because we don't know if it's facts, but this is what's going on. Okay. So as of this morning, it's being stated UnWineWithTashaK has been accused of transporting pink cocaine, okay, aka Tucci, which is, I'll get into what Tucci is. I talked about it before. I didn't really know what it was, but we're going to get into the specifics of what this Tucci thing is. We're not talking about Lil Wayne here. And look at some of the amended information in these legal docs, all right? So, of course, we all know that Diddy's facing serious allegations for trafficking, for drug possession and distribution, possibly. Also, yeah, I mean, SA. that's one of the main things. There's a lot, but we'll just go through what we have. All right. So when it comes to Miss UnWineWithTashaK, it's been revealed that there was a sequence of events surrounding Pharrell Williams' Something in the Water Festival in Virginia. For those of y'all that don't know about that festival, he puts it on every year. He brings local artists to the forefront. He closes it out, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's something that he partnered with Pusha T with. And it just stimulates the economy out there in Virginia. I'm not saying Pharrell had anything to do with what's going on with Diddy and UnWineWithTashaK. They were just present at the festival, and I'm guessing either Diddy was performing or he was there to support. We don't know all the specifics on that, but here we are. Lil Rod claims I guess this was Diddy performing with others. Lil Rod claims that Diddy was allegedly snorting Coke and Pepsi during rehearsals. His dissatisfaction with said Coke led him to want a more potent substance, namely Tucci, which he allegedly did regularly with the help of his chief of staff, Miss Christina Coram. Miss Christina Coram was named all throughout the lawsuit. She's Diddy's assistant, and he also says that she is the one that pulls a lot of the strings and makes sure that everything goes swimmingly when Diddy needs drugs, guns, parties set up for the orgies, and all of those different things. And when Lil Rod approached her about it, when Diddy sexually solicited him, she said, hey, Sean will be Sean, and kept things moving. She got the hell up out of Dodge after that conversation took place. Now, When Combs employee and alleged plug Brendan Paul was actually just arrested in the raid, well, during the raids, right? Because Diddy's homes in Miami and LA were raided. We saw that. We've talked about that. Not to mention, Diddy was stopped at the airport before boarding his jet. He was stopped with him, allegedly his daughters, and Brendan Paul was also in tow. They got stopped. Feds had to make, some investigation, looking around. Brendan Paul was caught with cocaine and candy marijuana on him. He was taken to jail, then bonded out. Of course, you would suspect probably Diddy or someone close to Diddy put the money up. So again, this is remaining consistent with what Lil Rod has been talking about. Everything that he said so far, I don't know. I mean, over the last 2 years, he really got a lot of details. I'm wondering when he decided that he was going to go and start becoming like an informant. I don't know if it was the first year, because it was a 2-year process of him producing and engineering on Diddy's Love album. I don't know if it was within the first year that he decided to start collecting information, or the second. I don't know if he was put in this situation to be a mole from the jump. Whatever it is, like I said, everything that he's brought to the table, I'm not going to say has been true, but the pathway has been leading us to a specific destination, and it seems that we haven't veered yet. That's all I'm going to say. So when Combs' employee and alleged plug, Brendan Paul, realized he'd forgotten the coke, a frantic effort to secure it ensued. Quorum allegedly orchestrated for UnWineWithTashaK to transport the drug from Miami to Virginia on Diddy's private jet. And just to go ahead and be clear, this is not the standard coke we're talking about. We're talking about pink cocaine, aka Tucci. The lawsuit details how members associated with Diddy, referred to as the Combs Rico Enterprise, that's what they're referring to it in the lawsuit. Of course, we know Combs Enterprises is the name of one of his companies, not Combs Rico Enterprise. So Lil Rod is being a little messy there. But again, Combs Rico Enterprise were involved in procuring, transporting, and distributing a plethora of narcotics, including ecstasy, coke, GHB, which I don't even know, ketamine, marijuana, shrooms, and notably Tucci. These substances were allegedly smuggled in carry-on luggage during national and international travels, including trips made by UnWineWithTashaK on behalf of Diddy. So now we're not just talking about Brendan Paul being the guy with the shit on him. We're now talking about UnWineWithTashaK also having carry-on luggage on international and national travel, possibly carrying narcotics on behalf of Diddy. Smuggling. Right? So let's get into what Tucci actually is, shall we? Because I didn't know what the hell this was. Tucci, also known as pink coke, is a potent mixture that includes TCB, I don't know what that is, ketamine, MDMA, which I believe is Molly, and caffeine. Caffeine? You trying to go on the last ride. Despite its name, the pink dyed powder rarely contains actual coke, but sometimes includes opioids such as fentanyl, which produces a sense of euphoria and heightened energy levels while enhancing libido and helping with erectile dysfunction. So this is something that Diddy allegedly likes to keep in circulation and rotation, especially when he's partying, and that also would fall in line with the fact that Diddy also has these sexual orgies and sex parties where, you got to show up ready for the occasion if you're going to partake. He likes to keep that stuff. I think he should have hit up Cam for some of that pink horsepower, something that was a little bit more natural, but it seems that they're not connected these days. This alleged narcotic originates from Southeast Asia and Colombia. Tucci has become a grim staple in the club scene of Europe and in North America. So that's what we have there as far as Miami holding, Diddy's party necessities, right? But that's not the end of it. I wish it was. However, it is not. Furthermore, in the lawsuit, it is stated, Robin Greenhill, again, Lil Rod is naming names. He's not just putting stuff down. He's naming names, specific occasions, people, places, and things, and time stamping it, right? So he says, Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure the wiring, funds transfer, or cash payments to sex workers. So Diddy's accountant would make sure that sex workers were accounted for and paid, because again, Lil Rod was actually forced to go out and find women to bring back to these parties or back to these occasions, right? Somebody by the name of Frankie Santinella, Moy Bond, Brendan Paul, and Miss Coram. And all of these people are named all throughout the lawsuit for their involvement. They would also be responsible for ensuring payment to sex workers in cash. Young Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs sex workers and received payment via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendants' ongoing criminal operations. So Lil Rod, once again, is alleging that not only was there a group of people that were making sure that payments were made to escorts, they're also stating, again, Young Miami, Jade, which I believe is Young Miami's cousin, and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee. They were paid in monthly retainers to be escorts among the Combs' alleged RICO enterprise. And they were paid via wire transfer, specifically from the accountant, Robin Greenhill. Lil Rod, boy, you playing a dangerous game, and it looks like up to this point you're winning. Like, you lost out on the royalties on that Love album. You ain't get no pub. You ain't get no credits. I mean, your name is in the credits, but even some of the songs that you produced on, you stated that you got no credit on them. You produced on 9 songs. I think they gave you credit for maybe 6 of them. Stevie J came out and said, you ain't no real producer. You just an instrumentalist. Seems like you're a very instrumental piece in the takedown of Diddy today. Now, how's that for an instrumental? God, I don't mean to laugh, but this is some deep shit, man. This is some deep doo-doo. All right? Now, that's not all. I mean, I don't want to go further into the lawsuit again, like I stated. But now we're going to go further into some quotes from Young Miami. And these are old quotes. I've got an article here from November of 2023. This is right before Cassie went public with her lawsuit. Young Miami shared her secret to getting Sean Diddy Combs to want to date her. Okay? She says, I don't know, because people say I wasn't Diddy's type, but clearly I am. So I think that you just be yourself, because people, they gravitate towards real. Like so many people try to be something that they not. You just got to be yourself. I'm just myself. I'm just that bitch. And that's how you bag a nigga. Okay? Not only did she speak on that, there was also another occasion in which and this is something that they've said many a times, but while attending the 2023 Met Gala, Diddy considered Young Miami his best friend in the world. We've seen this footage hit the scenes. We've seen these quotes hit the scenes. But now it all seems a lot deeper and a lot more sinister when you start putting all the puzzle pieces together on the flow. It just seems like maybe she wasn't really his type like that. Maybe she was his type in terms of what he needed and wanted from her. You know what I'm saying? And their intimacy was just an add-on, a plus. So at the time of questioning in this particular space, he says, we definitely go together real bad. He was using Miami's quote. But then he comes in and says, she's my date for the night. We don't put titles on it. We've heard them say that numerous times. We saw them out in public for 2, almost 3 years straight, clearly dating, clearly having some sort of relationship. It was not hidden. But still, throughout the entirety of their relationship, they say we don't put titles on it. Because maybe she was never really his girlfriend. She was his means to a specific end. I'm just saying based on what we're being presented with. He says, everybody want us to put a title on it. We don't put titles. This is like my best friend in the world, one of the most beautiful people God has blessed me with, and I'm blessed that she's my date tonight. Okay? But then we go back a little further. In September of last year, UnWineWithTashaK was very descriptive of Diddy's intimacy and sexual proclivities. She said, let me tell y'all something. This nigga don't go to sleep. Remember that pink Tucci I was talking about? What it does for you. She said, this nigga don't go to sleep. I be like, God damn. I'm going to tell y'all something for real, for real, for real. I really thought that I was going to make him tap out. This nigga don't go to sleep. I be like, you need to go to sleep. You got to be charged up like a Tesla. What would be charging him up? Like a Tesla? This motherfucker got the Energizer Bunny batteries. Too much for her. This nigga 54 years old now. 54. She 29, about to be 30. And he wearing her out like the first day of school. Again, not to make this a laughing matter because I don't believe that this is funny, but now, again, when we look at the quotes that have been released over the course of the past at least year or so, you start putting things into context, you start looking into Lil Rod's lawsuit, you start looking into the allegations that are being made. Again, we're on a road to a specific destination, and it looks like we have not veered off course yet. Because what Lil Rod is alleging is that Diddy likes to take said pink cocaine, aka Tucci, not only to get a state of euphoria, which, gets him high, but it also is a cure for erectile dysfunction and gives you an enhanced libido so that he can get on his stroke game all night. And clearly, due to UnWineWithTashaK's quote, sounds like that's what they be into. Hey, man, I didn't write the story. I didn't write the lawsuit. I'm not in the studio with Lil Rod nor Diddy. I don't know what these people have done. All I'm saying is the people, places, names, and things that have been named in said lawsuit are definitely adding up. 1 + 1 is equaling 2. 2 × 2 is equaling 4. And you might be in jail for life. I'm just playing. I really don't think Diddy's going to jail, to be honest. I think all of this is putting pressure on him. And he's going to snitch. He's going to put somebody out there. He's going to say whatever's been going on with him is a microcosm of what somebody else has put him up to do. I personally believe that is what's going to happen. I do not believe that he's going to be able to continue to have success in the music industry. I do not believe that he's going to be able to continue doing things as he has. Business as usual will not be his usual. He may lead the country on some Russell Simmons shit. I don't know if he's, gotten to that place. I think he still wants to be seen. I think he still wants to be adored by people. So I think he may try his hand and still live out here, keep his homes here, all of those types of things. He's got several children here that he's got to live for and provide for. I don't think he wants to leave them. I don't think he would want them to have to travel overseas just to see him, especially seeing as close as they are to him. But again, I think ultimately when the pressure comes down on his neck, in order to breathe, he's going to throw someone else under the bus. He's already got people that are willing to throw him. I don't think he's going to, now the only saving grace that he has is that, and I'm not saying saving grace as in personally, I'm saying saving grace from snitching. His father was a known D-boy in Harlem. So Diddy comes from stock that's known to supposedly be thorough, right? So that in itself may be a code of ethics or a code of honor he's definitely tried to live by. He hasn't thrown anyone else under the bus. I don't know of any other snitching allegations that have come out on Diddy in his tenure. He's had a criminal enterprise going for a very long time, which is what his former security guards and people that have done business with him allege. So he may take it to the grave and face his punishment, but other associates have come out and said they don't believe he's strong enough to really have to face the music when the music actually stops. They think he would take himself to the upper room rather than face the consequences. It's all very crazy, all very deep, all very layered, more layers than we need in this beautiful springtime, but it's about to get cold for him. He better bundle up. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. I will see y'all on the next one, UnWineWithTashaK. Man, prayers up for you again, because it seems like your involvement, people have talked about you. People have run your name through the mud. People are trying to see where you at. You say, I'm right here. I ain't got nothing going on. You know, people are trying to throw you into the mix as if you're, you know, Queen Sugar or something. I mean, not Queen Sugar, but Queen of the South. We're talking about the TV show. And you might be Queen Sugar too, goddamn. But anyway, people are throwing you under the bus as if you are, you know, heavily involved in what he's doing, as if you are like, you know, the queen of the castle. But it seems as though you might also be a victim. And we need to have some sort of empathy, sympathy, and respect for you as such. We might need you to come out and let that be known, though. All right? Once again, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace, y'all.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.